I get a ton of questions on a daily basis, from YouTube comments to DMs on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. So I went on Google and typed "do budgies" and waited for Google to suggest the end of the question. In case you didn't know, Google actually filled a sentence depending on what people mostly search for. Which basically means these 10 questions are the top 10 questions people ask when it comes to the question that start with "do budgies." So let's dive into each question and answer it. First question that popped is, do budgies talk? Well, the short answer, they definitely do. While some more than others, like Disco the Budgie, has a record of how many phrases he knows.
It's not easy, Babe Green. It's not easy, Babe Green.
While other budgies can say a couple of words or phrases. This depends on how much time you spend trying to teach your budgie a specific word or phrase. Believe me, it's a very long process to teaching your budgie to start talking. While other parrots like the African grey, for example, will pick up the words without you even trying to teach it. And one more thing that is important to note is that not all budgies will end up talking. That depends a lot on the budgie itself and its tendency to learn from you. However, if you are persistent and want your budgie to talk, while there is no promise that your budgie will ever talk, but if you are willing to put the time and energy into it, I do suggest you to go and check on the FPFCT scale taming video, where you can learn the steps and levels of the taming process, until you reach the 5th level and try to teach your budgie to talk. I'll keep a link for that video in the description. Next, do budgies like music? This is one of the things that you can really see various reactions from one budgie to another. However, most budgies, like most parrots, do love music. What you will find different is the taste of your budgie to what music he or she likes to listen or interact with. For that, you can try different genres of music to see if your bird likes calm music, or maybe rock and roll to bob its head along with the music. I am actually curious, let me know in the comments below what type of music your bird likes the most. Next question. Do budgies bite? I can imagine why this would be one of the most asked questions, especially for people that are thinking about buying a new budgie for the first time. Budgies love to chew on everything. Literally everything in front of them they will start by checking with their beaks first. But I believe this question is more about if they bite us. The short answer, budgies definitely can bite you and cause you a lot of pain. However, I have over 25 budgies and believe it or not, none of them bites. This is because budgies bite due to one of these two reasons. They are either afraid or they are used to bite you out of habit. The good news is, you can teach your bird not to bite. If your budgie is afraid of you, then the FPFCT scale video that I mentioned before will definitely help. And if it's a habit your parakeet picked up, then you can teach your bird not to bite. And for that, I do have a video about how to stop your budgie from biting. And of course, I will keep the link in the description for that video if you want to check it out. Next, do budgies mate for life? The answer is kind of yes and no, and here's my reasoning. In the wild, they definitely swap partners all the time, no problem there. However, our captive birds, when they do breed in pairs, and if you have more than one pair in the same cage, you will run the risk of serious damage being done to the eggs, the hen, or even the chicks. So, in that way they are kind of monogamous birds, and you have to separate the breeding pair from all the others. However, after the chicks are weaned, you can swap the male with another male and breed in new mutations. But you have to separate them, and you cannot let two males fighting over one female, or two females fighting over one male or one nest box for that matter. In other words, the answer for the question, do budgies mate for life, is no. But I am afraid to say a bold no, tricking people into thinking they can just mix all the budgies together and let them breed in a colony, which I know a lot of people will be upset by me, but I am definitely against colony breeding. We did cover this in a lot of my breeding videos, and I am against colony breeding 100%. Do budgies get cold? Of course they do. While they can tolerate lower temperatures more than we can, but that doesn't mean they don't get cold. Actually, you can physically see your budgie trying to stay warm by fluffing its feathers and standing on one leg. We did cover why do budgies stand on one leg and how that contributes to your budgie staying warm. If you are interested, I will keep the link for that video in the description so you can go and watch it. Do budgies fart? Funnily enough, I did cover this video recently, and I will keep the link for that video in the description as well. But if you are only interested in the short answer, then the short answer is no. There isn't any recorded scientific fact about a budgie farting. And speaking about farting, do budgies smell? Not only budgies don't fart, they also are odorless. They don't make any type of smell. Furthermore, a healthy budgie poop doesn't smell either. Budgies don't have any type of smell, unless of course your bird rubbed its head with some fruit or vegetable and you start smelling the vegetable instead. They are just odorless and don't make any nasty smells. Maybe we should learn something from them. At least I know a couple of people who would benefit from learning from budgies in that way, if you know what I mean. Do budgies need a friend? This is a very easy and straightforward answer. It's an absolutely 100% yes. They are very social and they need a companion, whether it's you or another budgie. Actually, this is one of the reasons why a lone budgie might develop psychological problems when introduced to a mirror. Since budgies don't know that's their reflection in the mirror, they would get very attached to the mirror and cause serious problems. We did talk about mirrors, when is it good and when is it bad. I'll keep a link in the description for that video if you are worried about your budgie's behavior with its mirror. Do budgies like to be held? This one depends on the relationship between you and your budgie. Of course, the personality of your budgie comes to play as well. Some budgies have the tendency towards cuddling more than others. And we did cover that on the FPFCT scale, where the C is the cuddling level. If you are interested to get to that level, go watch the taming video, and hopefully you can get to hold and play with your budgie without any problems. And finally, the last question on top 10 Google suggestions. Do budgies lay eggs? Like any other bird, obviously they do. And we did cover that in the pregnant bird video, where we joked about a budgie delivering a baby. I'll keep a link for that video as well in the description. However, if the question is do female budgies lay eggs without a mate, then the answer could be yes. Some other birds like chickens, they do it all the time. And female cockatiels, for example, tend to lay eggs without a mate more than budgies do. However, some female budgies do that as well. And we did cover this subject on how to stop your budgie from laying eggs. So if you are facing this problem and don't know how to resolve the situation, I'll keep a link for that video in the description as well. And that's it. We covered the top 10 Google questions about budgies. If you still have more questions that you want me to answer, please ask in the comment section below. And hopefully, we will cover it in the next Q&A video. For more about budgies, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are watching this video from YouTube and hit the bell icon to get notified when the next video is up. Or like the Facebook page if you are watching this video from Facebook.